Hi, you guys. This is Mrs. Bolin with your Unit 2 review. So we are going to be looking at polygons and parallel lines. So the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a convex ingon is, remember that's where we said, well, there's 180 degrees in a triangle. Well, if I have 4 sides, I can make 2 triangles. So 180 plus 180. And if I have 5 sides, I could make 3 triangles. So 180, 180, 180. So we just say, well, take the total number of sides, which is n, subtract 2 from that, and then times by 180, right? 5 sides take away 2 is 3 of those 180s. 4 sides take away 2 is 2 of those 180s. 3 sides take away 2 would be 180. And so you can find for any number of sides using this formula. So take away 2 first, then times that by 180. And that's how many degrees are in the inside of a polygon if you add up all the angles. Number 2, the sum of the measures of the exterior angles is always going to be 360. No matter if you have 5 sides or 100 sides, if you add up all those exterior angles, they will always make 360. And that should be degrees. Sorry, that came out kind of wonky. Okay, so what type of angle pair is angle 3 and angle 5? So angle 3 and angle 5 are both interior. Okay, I like to have my students shade in between the parallel lines. So we know that those are both interior angles and they're on the same side of the transversal here. So they are same side interior angles. Question number 4 says, name a pair of perpendicular lines. So what you're going to be looking for is this little symbol right here. So this is one of the lines, and this is the other line that makes that little box complete, okay? And so remember, we always want to name lines by 2 points that pass through that line. So there's several different answers. So I would just go from C to A. You could go C to F. There's a lot of different options. So C, A, and then our symbol for perpendicular, and this is our little symbol for saying that it's a line. The line from C to A is perpendicular to the line. Be careful because this B isn't actually touching that line. It's on this diagonal one. A, and then the only other point on this line is J. So we'd write the line from A to J. Okay, question number 1 on the practice problems. First of all, before we can solve this, we need to count the number of sides. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So I use my special formula here where I go 6 take away 2 and then times by 180. So I have 4 times 180, which is 720. So I know the sum has to be 720 degrees. And here's where a lot of students make a small little mistake is they forget to write the number for that symbol. Okay, that means that it's a right angle. So that means that it is 90 degrees right there. So what you would do is I like to have my students start with the X. That way we don't miss anything and then go around clockwise. So it's our X plus 112 plus 155 plus 90 plus 98 plus 140. We're back to the X, so that's how we know to stop. And then we know it has to add up to make 720. Okay, so I'm going to add up all of these numbers. So I'm going to go 112 plus 155 plus 90 plus 98 plus 140. And so we get X plus 595 is equal to 720. And then I'm going to subtract that on both sides. So we get X is equal to 125. Okay, which is a reasonable answer for an angle that looks like that. Okay, question number 2, find the value of X. Well, now these are all the exterior angles, which I know add up to make 360. So again, I just start at the X and just go around clockwise, 77, 2X, 45, 40, and I know that has to add up to make 360. Oops, sorry about that. And then we're going to combine like terms. So x and 2x makes 3x. These ones add up to make 162. And that's equal to 360. So we're going to subtract the 162 on both sides. So we get 3x is equal to 198. And divide by 3 on both sides. So we get x is equal to 66. Question number 3 says, name the polygon based on the number of sides, then find the sum of the measures of the interior angles of the figure. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides. So that is an octagon. So that's the name of it. Octagon. And then if we do 8, take away 2, and then times by 180, we get 6 times 180, which is 1080 degrees. So those are your two answers. Okay, question number 4 says find the value of x. Well, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides, 5 angles. And we know that that is a pentagon. And a pentagon has 5 take away 2 times 180 degrees. So 3 times 180 is 540. And so we're going to add up everything on the inside here and know that it has to equal 540. So again, I start at the x and then just go around clockwise. You can do it however you want. That's what I do. X plus 105 plus 118 plus 75 plus 130 has to equal 540. So I say x plus 428. And I'm actually going to move it over here just because I was running out of room. 540, and then minus the 428. So x is equal to 112. Okay. Question number 5, it's asking, is PN parallel to KM? So the first thing you want to do is kind of highlight what it's talking about. So I'm going to find P and N. Okay, so that's a line that passes from to N. And then I'm going to find the line from K to M. So K to M would be this line. So the question is, are they parallel? No, because they intersect. So no, they intersect. Okay. Question number 6 says, which pair of angle measures does not belong with the other 3 and explain? Okay, so if I'm looking at 1 and 3, those are corresponding and they're equal to each other. 2 and 3 are same side interior that make 180. Let's look at the other ones. 2 and 4 are alternate interior, but they're equal to each other. So that's equal to that. 1 and 5, well, 1 and 5 are equal to each other. Okay, so remember, these ones were equal, these ones were equal, these ones were equal. These ones added up to make 180. So if I'm trying to decide which ones do not belong, it would be this pair where there's a blue angle and an orange angle together. Okay, and so if you have to explain, you would say all the other angle pairs are congruent. That one is supplementary. Okay, question number 7 says, find the values of x and y and state which theorems you used. Okay, so first of all, we know that this one has to be equal to this one because they're alternate exterior. So I'm going to say 3x is equal to 5x minus 64. So if I subtract the 5x, I get negative 2x equals negative 64. If I divide by negative 2, I get x is equal to positive 32. Because of alternate exterior angles. Okay, well, if I know that x is 32, then I would know that this one is 3 times that. which is 96. If this is 96, then this one has to be 96. Or you could use vertical angles and put 96. Either way, I know that this and the y is going to add up to make 180. So y plus 96 equals 180. Or I could use those two right there because they make a linear pair, a straight line. There's 180 degrees. So minus 96 on both sides. So y is equal to 84. So I'm going to put 84 right here. And there's a few different reasons. If I used vertical angles here and then said that those were same side interior, or you could say linear pair, there's a few different things. I'm just going to go same side interior angles, but know that you could justify it different ways as well. And technically, I also had to use vertical angles to state that also, so maybe vertical angles. Okay, question number 8, it says find measure of angle 1 and 2, tell which theorem can be used. This one's way easier. Okay, if this is 78, this is 78, and the reason why that is true is because they are corresponding angles. And then I know that if that one's 78, then that one has to be 78 because they're vertical angles. Okay, question number 9, and technically the theorem would be that corresponding angles are congruent and vertical angles are congruent. Okay, question number 9 says find the value of x. Well, these are same side interior, so I know that they have to add up to make 180. They are supplementary. Let me switch to different ink so it doesn't get messed up. So 7x plus 24 plus 72 has to make 180 total. So 7x plus 96 equals 180. So I'm going to subtract the 96 on both sides. So I get 7x equals 84. And so divide by 7, x is equal to 12. All right. Oops, sorry about that, you guys. Question number 10, it says identify the angles that each have a measure of 135. So hopefully you guys can see that there's fat angles and skinny angles. All of the fat angles, or obtuse and acute, if you want to use the right words, all of those orange angles are equal to each other. All of these little blue angles would be equal to each other. So the little ones would all be equal and the big ones would all be equal. So any of those orange ones, I'm just going to give the numbers of them. So angle 2, angle 3, and angle 6. And that is it for your Unit 2 review.